covering all things professional wrestling. A show by members of the Busted Open Nation. Welcome to the Nation's Corner. Here are your hosts, the Nation's Corner crew.
What's going on, Nation's Corner family? I'm your host, Tony Justice, and we are Nation's Corner. And with me tonight, the one, the only, the great, the powerful, the beautiful, Debhausen. How's it going, Deb?
How's it going?
That's a lot of adjectives.
Well, she's an adjective type of woman, you know? I mean, come on.
Well, there are a lot of adjectives you could use to describe me, that's for sure, yes.
But, and we'll get to me in a second, but, you know, if you're going to introduce her, you have to introduce her properly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, she is one half of the greatest intergender tag team in wrestling today. You know it as 3-piece and a side. We call it 2 breasts and 1 leg. She is the great and powerful Debhausen.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Duly noted, John. Duly noted. And on the other side of the screen, we have the ECW original. We have South Jersey's own John in South Jersey. How's it going, my man?
I am well, sir. Thank you for asking.
Of course. I mean,
yes.
Who would I be if I did not ask how my friends were?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who would I be?
You'd be an ass, but that, you know, you'll have plenty of opportunity to be that tonight. So
right. So what's going on, y'all? I mean, we've had a week of professional wrestling. What's going on? Where y'all want to start?
Well, I was not on last week because I was actually out for once. But the week before that was SummerSlam Weekend, and some of us were in Jersey. We had a great time. Honestly, like, just my experience there, I love whenever we can have these get-togethers with any sort of combination of us that is available to go. And it's just fun. Like, it's just a few days to get away and have fun. Like, I honestly wouldn't have cared if we couldn't watch SummerSlam at all, as long as we were just having a good time hanging out. And we almost couldn't watch SummerSlam at all, but we managed to find a little corner of the hotel lobby, and it worked out pretty well.
Don't we always do that? Don't we always take over? We always take over the hotel when we go.
It's a Nation's Corner crew tradition. We always end up hanging out in a hotel lobby.
A lobby or patio. That's all we need.
Yep. And yeah, we had a good time. We had a great time. And so that was the last couple weekends for me. Last weekend, I walked around Musicfest, which is a local free-to-enter music festival in downtown Bethlehem here. Any people like around the Lehigh Valley area will know it very well. And it was we had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, so, I went to Oktoberfest one year with you there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it wasn't so where we were in front of the steel stacks when I took you for Oktoberfest. It's at the old Bethlehem Steel Factory. They've turned it into like a music and arts center. There's a casino and hotel right there. But so I was at like the main Musicfest location, which is just up the street in the historic downtown Bethlehem area. So they closed the downtown streets, and there's like an area where there's like an old like mill of some sort, and you can just walk amongst like the whole area. It's really cool. They set up tents with bands and like a fair. There's food and all that kind of stuff. So it's really fun. It's something that everybody in this area, like, it goes on for like a week and a half, and everybody in this area will go for at least one night and just walk around.
Nice. And I saw that you made me trying to make me jealous by going to eat at one of my favorite restaurants up there.
Yes. Yes, my favorite cheesesteak place in the Lehigh Valley is Whiz Kids. So anyone who's ever in the Lehigh Valley, specifically Bethlehem, it is delicious.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll
Devin says
co-sign
me
on
there.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
not
really
Philly, but yeah.
It's the best cheesesteak I've had outside of Philadelphia, that's for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. It's funny. Both of my friends on the screen right now have each taken me to a different Philly cheesesteak place. And I enjoyed both of them. So yeah.
That's
but
what
yeah.
you do when you're in Eastern PA slash New Jersey.
Yeah, it's what we do. You get good pizza and good cheesesteaks, especially if you're down here by me.
Yeah. So
All right.
well, we've heard all week long, the talk on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. The talk of the town basically is Cross. # we want Cross. I guess we were thinking something was up with, or something could have been up with the WWE and Karrion Kross, but apparently that ship has sailed. And
or has it?
Yeah, you have a point.
In this day and age, truly anything is possible. Now, appearances and just on a quick little soapbox rant. Listen, all you mother effing dirt sheet and so-called journalists out there that thinking you don't know. Shut up. You don't know. You're not. Are you in the conversations with them? No, you're not. You're throwing out your own speculations or what you think is going to happen. Well, all of us could do that. That's not, and you're not going to get the scoop on anything. And
yeah,
it's
everybody only knows what they choose to let us know.
Right. And all right, if it all is a work, guess what? We all got worked.
Yep.
Deal with it. It happens. Okay. If it isn't, I'm still very excited to see. We have seen Cross and Scarlett on the indies before, and they did very well. So it's certainly not a case of, oh my God, that's it, we're never going to hear from them again. No, I don't think so. And sure, we can speculate wildly, as Sam Roberts likes to say, where they going to end up, who are they going to be with, but again, and like we talk about with a lot of these things, the Matt Cardona method seems to work out very well. And while a lot of the conversation was, what is it a work? Was it a work? Is it a work in progress? Whatever. A lot of the hosts came back to the same thing, that, there is money to be made for them working their own schedule and dates and bookings. And, it seems like there's just a few announcements that they've made so far, appearances anyway. They're going to be at the big event up in New York in September.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to see where they end up. Cross has been on Bloodsport before. Do we see a Karrion Kross in GCW? Indy seems to be.
I would love that.
Indy or Shotzi seems to be having fun and
yes,
doing well with the GCW. And also
the Shotzi and Cardona stuff that's going on now is just freaking amazing. Like, it's just so good.
Yes, and it is, and we'll talk about that.
Fun.
Like, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and you can tell that everybody involved is having fun with it. But it's such a wide open playing field, especially in pro wrestling right now. Anywhere that they go, I'm excited. Hopefully, maybe, for God's sake, can we finally see Scarlett wrestle again? Because she can wrestle. She can wrestle. She absolutely can go in the ring. And not that I'm disparaging the Smoke Show in any way, but it's just something that people may not realize or have forgotten. Scarlett is very good in the ring. And hopefully we can see that. I'd love to see them go around doing intergender tags, just showing up various places and saying, hey, who's your male champion? Who's your women's champion? All right, great. We're going to have a tag team against them.
Yeah.
It's really wide open. But
yeah,
Kirsty, shut up.
Agree.
TFY,
I agree.
shut
No,
up.
I think like for me personally, everything that happened over the course of the last week or so, well, 2 weeks really with Cross, the interview on Ariel Helwani was, I think, the most interesting part to me, because that was him just openly speaking about it. Like, there was the documentary on Sunday, which pretty much everybody watched. And that, said a lot of things, but it was more kind of just a behind the scenes, like day in the life type of stuff. But yeah, the interview with Ariel Helwani, that was so interesting because you really saw how his brain works, and it's fascinating. Whether Ariel Helwani specifically did ask him, like, are you working right now? Like, and he said, no, I am not speaking in character. This is Kevin. And so, yeah, and you had that, and just the way he spoke openly and honestly about his contract situation and like what his goals are, what his dreams are, what they want out of the thing, and kind of more details as to what exactly happened. That part was really fascinating. And I think really, I think his probably best bet would be to like go to New Japan for a while, or just do, some select indie stuff. Like, yes, I would absolutely, I would die. I would die. Please. That like, yeah, Bloodsport, just, do some big matches. And then maybe in a year or two, they go back to WWE. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Going out there and making, making themselves more marketable, like Drew McIntyre. It kind of reminds me of what Drew McIntyre did when he left the WWE years ago.
Yeah.
Went out there and killed it and came back, and he was what you see now. And I think that's amazing. And if that's what Cross is doing, then more power to him. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Killer Cross. I didn't really care for Karrion Kross. I mean, yeah, it's still him, but I prefer Killer Cross. But we will see. Real quick, our friends Neil and Elder are at NWA 77 right now, getting the hookup. I saw their seats. They're ringside.
Yeah.
And
From
the wall,
beautiful Paramount Theater in Huntington, Long Island, New York.
Yeah, and they're getting an even better view because the wall isn't there. So that's
a bonus.
So guys, have fun and tell the Bearded Trio we said hello if you see them.
Yes.
So
yes. One last thing about Cross. Like you said, you were never a huge fan of like Karrion Kross. I think for me, what I felt like in his WWE runs with the various different characters that he's had, I think he's someone who's kind of always been on the cusp. Like you can always tell, like, okay, there's something here. There's something promising here. Like, let's just keep going with this and we'll see what happens. And you can sense that it was just like gaining momentum. We were like, oh my God, he's just right on the cusp of something really good. And then it would fizzle out for whatever reason. And so I think that's affected a lot of people in kind of like the, maybe the willingness to want to see that character again, or just want to see him switch it up and just go back to what was successful before.
Well, I have a comment to why Tony prefers Killer Kross to Karrion Kross. And that's the same thing as all of us who are follically challenged. You had that bald head for years, and then you turn around and grow this beautiful length of long, dark hair. You asshole. How can you do that to us? We thought you were one of us. And no, Oh no, it's for the gimmick. You son of my bitch.
Well, a comment that I'd like to make, and I made this mention on Zoom one night with y'all, if y'all remember. I said that the WWE, as far as I know, because I've never been backstage, never been a WWE superstar, but from what we can tell from watching Unreal and all that other stuff, they have a plan for each superstar. They have creative meetings for each superstar and who they want to push and who they don't want to push. And what if they weren't ready to have Karrion Kross in that role that he got himself in by getting himself over like he did? What if he rubbed someone the wrong way by doing all this stuff that he did, the documentaries, the doing all this stuff? I mean, I commend him for doing it, because I mean, like we've mentioned before, we met him at Jimmy's Seafood, and the dude is very, very intelligent, and he's an interesting guy. And for him to give his time that he did to us that evening was amazing. And so I'll always hold a special place for Karrion Kross, for Killer Kross, for Kevin.
Same.
So for that reason, and so I enjoyed seeing him doing all the stuff he was doing. But on the other side of the coin, if they're not wanting you to be in that position, then you could rub someone the wrong way doing that kind of stuff. So, and that's just my opinion,
Yeah, and I, there is some merit to it, especially coming out of the Ariel Helwani interview when Kross talks about asking for the numbers.
Yeah,
wrestling is a business, so it's a numbers business. What are you comparing? What are you assessing my value on? I had the number one T-shirt in merch sales with no push or publicity or anything. You never saw now available on shopwwe.com, the Karrion Kross T-shirt. So it's that grassroots connection that the fans wanted it and made him number one. So in a lot of ways it doesn't make sense. And again, we don't know the whole story from both sides. But also, shit, I forgot what I was going to say.
Something I found really fascinating along those lines is Bishop was on Off the Ropes during the week. I can't remember what day. Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. And
Thursday.
And maybe. I can't remember. Days just blend together. They were obviously talking about that, just like every host on the entire channel has been talking about it every day. And so Bishop said something very interesting, that about asking for those metrics, how did you come to this decision of this is my valuation? And Bishop said he knows for a fact that there was one person in the past that basically got their own person to pull some numbers and basically called WWE out on having inaccurate numbers, and came back to them and said, this is what the numbers really are. And so I'd like to renegotiate that number. And so that just got me thinking, is there a reason why they didn't want to give those metrics to Kross for him to see? And the thing that nobody's ever heard of is giving him a 24-hour window to sign a contract, or they're rescinding it.
Right.
So it just, I don't know. To me, it's it's a very fascinating discussion, because to me, it feels like there's some corporate stuff that's going on the top that maybe even Triple H and, whoever on the show level has nothing to do with. That is just, it's just some corporate stuff. Now with, we've seen a shift in the company since the beginning of the year, really. And to me, that's just kind of another part of it. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, who's to say what's going on and what's going to happen with Cross and Scarlett?
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of speculating that we could do, you know, and the nation can do as well. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, they've already got their shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Oh yeah, I think I want to get one.
So I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, if you haven't checked out the Ariel Helwani show with Karrion Kross on it, you can find it on your social media platforms, wherever
It's on YouTube, on Ariel Helwani's YouTube.
So check it out. It's an interesting listen. So,
yeah. All right. Let's talk about Cena.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
What you got, Deb?
So there's been a lot of discussion this week as we come out of SummerSlam, and we're kind of getting near to Cena's, you know, last handful of appearances, and there's a lot of speculation of when, you know, what matches we will see for him for the rest of the year, and what'll be his last match and when. And so there was discussion on Busted Open this week, which I found really fascinating, about his actual last appearance. Now, his last appearance doesn't necessarily have to be his last match. He could have his last match and then make his last appearance, like Bully had suggested, kind of a This Is Your Life type of episode, which I think would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on, like, generally, like, what his last match could be, who it could be, when it could be, and kind of that theory of doing a This Is Your Life type of thing.
All right. Well, we know his last match is Saturday night's main event. In what, November?
I thought it was December.
Okay, that's his quote-unquote last match. We're counting down the number of dates he's going to be appearing on WWE. My first thought is, what is it? Yes, we've had this, you know, whole year-long thing. The last time is now, but is it the last time? We'll find out in...
Hey, bro.
Hey, kid. We'll find out after December. But in the meantime, yes, everybody has been absolutely going crazy trying to figure out what the last match is. And, you know, what they're going to do now. I think that now that they did the heel turn, they had turned it back. Now we're just going to see the rest of the dates and stuff basically be a best of. I don't think the last match should be Brock Lesnar. It very well could be. It seems to be the only one legitimately on the radar right now, especially after his appearance in SummerSlam. And we still don't know exactly. I mean, they put out dates that Brock is supposed to be on, but we don't know when exactly or what he's going to do. So throwing that out, and I will credit 100% Nick Nemeth for this. John Cena's last match on TV should be say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry. Because Hendry made such a push, not being even part of WWE, made such a push to have a match with Cena. And ideally, when you have a wrestler retiring or going away, the object is to make and establish a newer or up-and-coming talent or give somebody the rub going out. And I'm sorry, that there's no bigger rub for Joe Hendry, especially if he is not signed to WWE by then, which very well could happen. I have no idea what his contract with TNA is. But imagine that. After everything, everybody went so nuts and doing everything to figure out who in WWE Cena was going to wrestle. Him going completely out of the box and giving somebody else the rub.
Interesting
Yeah.
take.
Tony?
Yeah, the Joe Hendry stuff is interesting. You're seeing him a lot on NXT as of late. In the comedic stuff with Ren and
he signed with Whirlpool Refrigerators to be an endorsement. So.
Right. My thing is, okay, so yes, we're counting down the dates of his appearances. Just because he has an appearance does not mean he's going to have a match.
Mm-hmm.
An appearance could be for the sake of an appearance. So
Could be just coming out for a promo.
Yeah.
Right. Or build up to a match,
Yeah.
And yes, we do know that Brock is looming on the horizon. But I said this the other day, I'm going to say it again. I think a payoff for the whole heel turn, the whole story. I know that The Rock, if he's involved, I know there's a tendency for things to kind of not make sense as of late. But I think that if John's going to have a final match, I think it needs to be against The Rock. There's another superstar out there. He works for another company. I don't know his contract status, but if he was to show up before the end of the year.
No, that's not going to happen. I believe he's signed for like several more years.
Okay, well. Anyway, I think it should be The Rock to be John Cena's last match.
Well, that has been floated out as well.
Yeah.
One of the shows was talking about that, and I think it was a caller that suggested that The Rock makes an appearance and they rewind the WrestleMania story, that they announced the match on Saturday night's main event, that at WrestleMania, just like the previous one where Cena and The Rock built the match for a year. Now, we're not going to do a year, obviously, but, that the fact that at WrestleMania, either night 1 or night 2, you're going to have Cena and Rock in a match.
So my only kind of hang-ups on that idea, like, I like it because the 2 WrestleMania matches that Rock and John Cena had were kind of what really got me like into wrestling. Like I had been watching it for a few years before that, I think, but I think that storyline, being that when I started watching, The Rock was not there, and I loved The Rock, but he wasn't there, and then that was his return. So that got me excited to see, him at WrestleMania. So a part of me wants to revisit that, but another part of me kind of isn't interested in him on the show anymore because of everything that's happened in the last year of him not following up on the storylines that he created.
Yeah, I'll say it, Deb. He left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. He took a big old dump in everybody's mouth and said,
definitely,
eat it, enjoy it.
And I almost think that, like, if he came out, like, I almost think there'd be kind of not the response that maybe they'd want for that moment. Just because we haven't seen him in so long and there were so many unanswered questions that were just kind of like, you're gonna forget this ever happened type of thing.
Look over here. Don't look at this. Look over
nothing
here.
Nothing to see.
Look at this shiny thing over here.
So since we haven't seen him since all of that, it would just, the reaction might be a little mixed if he came out at that moment.
Yeah, they're trying to pull some Men in Black bullshit on us.
Right. So it definitely left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and I kind of want to get into that when we start talking about AEW, about how it may be affecting AEW in a way. But But yeah, so okay, so about John Cena, like if his last appearance isn't his last match, I had an idea that popped into my head earlier, of how they could do it. Like a lot of people have suggested, like the whole roster comes out on stage and claps, gives him an ovation or whatever. I think that's been done far too many times. I think for anybody who has watched the TV show Scrubs, the final episode of the regular show Scrubs, not when they brought it back for an additional season with Dave Franco, but the regular show Scrubs, the finale episode, I know Neil would know it if he was watching. There's this moment, the last scene in the show is like the finale of the last episode of the show. There's this moment where the main character, the doctor, JD, he's walking down the halls of the hospital, and all these people from his life and his career are like lining the walls of the hallway as he's walking down, like coworkers he's worked with over the years, patients he worked with over the years that some died and stuff like that. And so he's kind of walking down the hall, reliving all these memories from his past. And that's literally the final scene of the show. And I think doing something along those lines with John Cena would be really cool. Like he's walking down the hallway backstage or something, and like he walks past R-Truth and they shake hands and have a little joke, and he walks past Punk and you know, they say something to each other. It's something like that, where he's walking past all these people from his past, from his life and his career, and that's the final moment as he walks out.
Interesting.
I like it.
Right?
It's better than the Roseanne ending.
Yeah. Or the Sopranos ending.
Yeah.
The Sopranos ending. Yeah. Is he dead?
What happened?
What happened to the onion rings?
Yeah.
So that was an idea that crossed my mind earlier today when I was listening to Denise and Robin Lundberg as I was walking into Walmart. That popped into my head, and I thought that would be a really cool type of ending, like a storybook ending.
I'm just saying, who knew that you could get such inspiration at Walmart?
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. You know, it's crazy to think that, you know, Cena has like what, 11 more dates left,
right?
Something like
I can't
that.
remember the exact number.
It's 10 or 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like it's that old Cinderella song was coming to my mind. Don't know what you got till it's gone.
Till it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Bully doesn't like Cinderella.
Who?
Bully doesn't like Cinderella.
Bully does not like Cinderella.
Who do you ever beat?
You know,
well,
if you had been listening to Busted Open After Dark a couple weeks ago, you know that.
Way to call me out, Deb. All right, so all right, we're on the interstate. What exit should we take next?
Man, let's go overseas. Let's go to France.
Yeah,
France. What's happening in France?
You didn't know?
Oh, wait.
I mean,
you didn't know?
No. Yeah, you better call somebody. That is the only way to respond to that statement. But
yes.
this is happening.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. Clash in Paris.
Give us the rundown, because I haven't paid much attention lately.
Well, we don't have much of a rundown yet. The only thing that we know for sure is Cena and Logan Paul, which I think is along the lines of it's going to be a greatest hits match, and yet something else that they're doing to kind of legitimize Logan Paul, who, you know, like it or not, people, like personally, I think he's a garbage human being. and always will be. But man, that kid is good at wrestling.
Oh yeah.
He is by far the best heel in WWE right now, bar none. Forget Dom. He is blowing Dom Mysterio out of the water.
Dom is a baby face.
Right. But as far as pure heel, Logan Paul is the best they have in that company right now. And he has no business being as good in ring as he is.
Right.
He just doesn't. But, so we're having that. And also in an interesting to be continued or stay tuned thing, we were supposed to have Naomi versus La Primera, Stephanie Becker, for the women's championship at Paris. But hold on a second. Here comes the swerve. Naomi, we all know, was not on Raw this past week. Is there something to that? Is it an injury? Is there a problem? I've heard injury. I've heard personal issues. I've heard pregnancy. So it's going to be very interesting, and a match that I was really looking forward to in Paris, just because I'm a huge Stephanie Becker mark, as everybody knows. Now it's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how they make this happen. And it may just all work out that it was a one-off thing and Naomi's back and they'll be wrestling in Paris. But the biggest thing, and this affects all of us, and I mean us as fans, whether we like it or not, folks, the French are the reigning and defending crowd champions for WWE pay-per-views. They are. They took the title. They took the title from Puerto Rico. And we as Americans, or the quote unquote, the ones that started this whole thing, we are getting our asses handed to us by these overseas crowds and these, other areas crowds. And that's across the board. But, we're just
Although we have had some crowds recently that kind of stepped it up with the chants and started doing the European style chants.
I'm very much in hope that all my Philly faithful will be at the Wells Fargo Arena on Monday night for Raw, and should not disappoint and will not disappoint, so we can start to reassert our long-held dominance. But if they come off again in Paris like they did last year, we're in trouble, folks, and we got to circle the wagons here and get our shit together.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they show up and show out over there, man. They are hotter than hell. In the crowds over there. So
yes,
I mean, I think Paris was actually the hottest crowd that I heard over there. I think it was Paris for a PLE last year. I think it was. But anyway, yeah. I mean, we definitely need to quit taking shit for granted over here in these states, of being in events and just sitting on our hands, and I'm saying that as a whole.
And it's our fault. We're spoiled in the fact that we have literally wrestling nearly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I can understand that, we can get complacent because we have so much available to us. But that doesn't mean that we need to slack off when we're able to see it live. And that goes from WWE to AEW to any other promotion right down to your local indie. Go out and enjoy yourself and have fun and be a fan and be loud and be vocal and chant things and all that. We set the standard for so long, and the rest of the world is now seeing what we did, and they're just like, oh, we can beat that. And and we're getting our asses kicked. That's just the only way I can put it.
It's true. Yeah. We'll see what happens in Paris. I am really looking forward to Forbidden Door next week. I think it's going to be a great show. It's interesting though. I'm looking at the like the graphics and stuff. It's interesting to me because I feel like AEW has kind of had this trajectory recently, and there's like a lot of excitement around it, and they always put together these really great cards for the pay-per-views. And I think this is another one that I'm really looking forward to, especially with Hangman and MJF.
Mhm.
Like I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that MJF is back in the main event picture. You know, for a
Yes.
while he'd been, you know, he was away, you know, filming Happy Gilmore 2, and just not in the main event picture. But this story with Hangman, he shot right back up. You know, after the Hurt Business stuff, where he was just kind of there.
Yeah. I feel like there's more to come with that, though. Like I don't think that's, you know, kind of over. I feel like there's we'll see more happening, maybe at Forbidden Door with that.
Yeah.
Well, we all saw MVP pulled Max aside that night. He got kicked out and said, "Listen, when you execute that contract and win, Bobby Lashley is coming for you."
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And all right. Personal gripe. Can we call it anything else but Forbidden Door at this point?
Yeah, that term is getting it doesn't make sense now. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, we were talking about that on Zoom the other night, and yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense anymore. When the Forbidden Door show first started, it was kind of like, oh, holy shit, this is so cool. Like this doesn't happen anymore. Like it was very special. It was very like unheard of for two companies. Like we hadn't seen that.
Right. Well,
and now it's not.
Let's put it in the context. It was unheard of and not seen when a major wrestling company like WWE never really did it, and AEW. But I mean, you have more than ample history of original Ring of Honor and New Japan putting on multiple shows together over years. So the concept itself is kind of outdated, but credit Tony Khan, AEW, for kind of bringing it and making it a major thing. But now I just think the name has run its course, especially given all the other great pay-per-views that we consistently get from AEW. I'm excited to see the card regardless, because yes, there are a couple names and people on there that I'm excited to see that we don't get to see often. Namely, number one, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Sheffy Jackie, Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
You know, and as far as that goes, and could it lead to something more? Maybe. It wouldn't be the first time that Tony Khan has bought talent from New Japan under the spirit of cooperation, but I digress. But you know, just call it anything else at this point. Come up with a new name.
Yeah, we can still have a crossover pay-per-view because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
but call it something else. I think now it's so commonplace to see this crossover stuff that the name especially doesn't have the kind of excitement and allure that it did, 5 years ago. And I think, like, personally for me, as someone who's not a regular New Japan viewer, like I know a lot of the names from social media, but I don't get to see them wrestle. And I don't
watch because it's on in the middle of the night. I gotta sleep. I can't stay up that late.
I watch a big, like, I'm gonna go back and watch Zack Sabre Jr. and Takeshita.
Of course you are.
I'm gonna go back and watch that for sure.
Just Zack Sabre Jr.
But yeah, I watch certain matches here and there when it's big matches like that, like when it's two people that I'm like, oh, I really have to see that. But yeah, I think it gives, the American audience, the AEW audience, it gives them a chance to see this New Japan talent that they might not get to see on a regular basis. Not everybody has the time to watch 50,000 wrestling shows every week.
Wait, I feel attacked now. Now I feel attacked.
Can they coexist?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's so cool, and a lot of the crossovers going on across the whole world right now. So many crossovers of different companies and different partnerships happening. It's really cool to see, and yeah, I think Forbidden Door is going to be another awesome show. We've seen a lot of people come into AEW recently. That is pretty exciting. I think AEW
Wait,
kind of
everybody time out a second before Deb goes any further. Go ahead, gush. Get it out of your system now that your guy has finally showed up back on television. Even though they say he's from Atlantic City, folks. He's from Atlantic City. He's from South Jersey. But go ahead, Deb.
Okay. So
take a big drink. And go ahead, let it fly. Because we both know that you're very happy.
So we've seen a lot of people come into AEW recently.
Awesome.
I think AEW has figured out. I will get to that. Hold on. I think AEW has figured out, and maybe Tony Khan has figured out that they don't need to sign everyone that leaves WWE. They've seemingly put a massive focus on signing other talent that from the indies, from TNA, from New Japan, from Stardom. They've put a big focus on this other talent, younger talent. We're seeing reports of contract extensions happening with people like Bishop Khan, and it feels like they've kind of learned lessons from the past couple of years about what people would fit on their team.
Yes.
And one that will definitely fit on their team that made my day a couple days ago is Ace Austin. Everybody knows I love the guy, but his style is a perfect fit for AEW. What we saw on TNA, what we see on Pro Wrestling Revolver, and whenever he shows up on any other indies, his style, I think, is a perfect fit for AEW. I think he's really going to thrive. And yes, selfishly, I was really, 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 really hoping that he would sign to a show that I watch. So the moment I saw the news, it made my week. That I can see him on TV every week now. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Well,
you feel better now?
Yeah.
You got it out of your system?
Yeah.
Yeah. No comment. Anyway.
So, yeah. So, Ace Austin, he's got a look, I like the little glasses that he has. Those, what do you call them?
The heart drip glasses.
Yeah.
That I have as well. But he's been wearing the red ones recently. I have the black ones.
That look reminds me of Shawn Michaels back in the day. He reminds me of Shawn Michaels in a way. Heartbreak Kid, whenever he was with Sensational or Scary Sherry, whatever you want to call her. But yeah, I mean, interested to see what he does for AEW. When is Forbidden Door anyway? How long until
Sunday.
Next Sunday?
Okay, all right,
1 week.
Yep.
So,
and another thing on Ace Austin, just real quick before we move on. This is a guy that mainly made his name as part of a tag team, of course, with Ultimate Finisher, Chris Bay, the ABC. Even had a Bullet Club affiliation.
Yes.
With, when they started, and then it morphed into its own with TNA, and through a just extremely sad and unfortunate incident, Ace was kind of left on his own And as always, shout out to Chris Bay. Greatest story ever told. Continues to this day. I was able to see him at WrestleCon and share a very special few moments with him. And I had to turn away from him because I could feel tears coming out of my eyes talking to the man. But Ace kind of was lost in the shuffle, so to speak. And and couple that, he loses his partner. He chooses not to resign with TNA. He had an offer. He decided to bet on himself, and now we're going to get to see him in a major company. The only thing I don't like is he probably won't be able to do as many indie shows as he had been doing.
You never know, though, because from AEW, some people do and some people don't. Like Billy Starks does indies every week. Some people do.
I'm hoping that is the case for him as well. So good to see. And you're absolutely right. He fits in with that more pro wrestling style show that AEW is. And, while, yes, they have big men, and personally, I still don't think they know what to do with them. Where's Will Hobbs? Where's Wardlow? But that's another whole thing entirely. But he fits that mold.
Keep an eye out for Wardlow. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, I guess he's done film and television.
Something is impending.
Okay. Hopefully they get it right. He's about a half a breath. Well, he hasn't even been on AEW, but he's about a half a breath away to being Don Callis' sidekick in the Don Callis family, a.k.a. Lance Hoyt. Talking about pineapple on pizza. But that's another story altogether.
Okay. Lance. Strawberries. The man said strawberries on pizza.
The man enjoys horse meat from all his time in Japan.
Ew.
I can't. I saw that and
wow.
No.
Just saying.
Strawberries.
I'm not. Hey.
On pizza. Anyway,
no, sir.
Anywho.
Hey, man, we're getting way off topic here. I don't want to go down any further. But yes,
bacon and pepperoni. Bacon and pepperoni. Okay. Meat. When the meat is good, the meat is good. Yes.
Anyway. But continue. Yes, I agree with you 100%, Deb, that Ace should do very well in AEW and fit in very well. If for anything else, put him in a few to shut up that bald-headed, loudmouth Ricochet. You want to be instantly over, be the one that shuts Ricochet's mouth. So
Ace Austin is having a match tonight with Ricochet, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
There you go.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I know Collision is on tonight. If we don't have anything else we need to go over,
we do. But there is something else on tonight. Going back to our Forbidden Door conversation real quick. 9 o'clock on YouTube. I believe it's WWE's YouTube. Is AAA Mania.
That's right.
Their biggest show.
Yes.
That AAA in Mexico has. It's their WrestleMania, hence AAA Mania. But, you have a ton of AAA talent and WWE talent that are on and wrestling on that show. Dom.
Go Dom.
Dom could be Dom 2 does.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. That Dom is the face of AAA. That's I'll check it. I'll check the updates on social media and see what happens.
I have something personal I'd like to share with y'all. Okay, so you all know
you're a woman dressed in a man's body speech again.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't think we have time for that, but anyway.
As you all know, we've lost, Aussie Osborne. We were losing a lot of here lately, a lot of people that I grew up with, like Ozzy and Hulk Hogan. and I have been on the road. Whenever they passed away, I was on the road. So yes, I was on Zoom with y'all, and we were kind of going through that together. But I got home Friday, and I got a system in my truck. As you all know, I go around, I'm jamming my music clear and loud everywhere I go. Well, Ozzy Osborne came on my playlist today, and it was the song called Lay Your World on Me. It's off of the album Black Rain. And let me tell you, when that song started playing, tears started streaming down my face. It's like, I love Metallica, love Ozzy, love Elvis, but never thought that. I mean, yeah, I reacted this way when Eddie Van Halen passed away. I remember bawling my eyes out when Eddie died. But I'm driving along and I'm listening to Lay Your World on Me, and just something about that song, Give Me Your Pain, Give Me Your Anger. Just it's an underrated song. And it just hit me. We don't have Ozzy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's music is one of those things that when you're going through something in your life, music is always going to be there. It doesn't matter. I mean, so and so could leave you, whoever it may be, and leave you all alone, but that music will never leave you. And so, yeah, it was a personal moment today that hit me. Just kind of, it's silly to some, but if you love music like I do, and I know we all do, that song just hit me, and it made me reflect on, wow. It's like sometimes when people pass away or something happens, it takes a while for it to soak in or sink in. And today it sunk in for me, like Ozzy's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, celebrate, who you love, celebrate, listen, jam them loud and proud. They're always going to be there for you. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to share.
I had a similar experience, and in the past and recently, is like you did, Tony, with the song "Road to Nowhere" by Ozzy.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It is. And if you know me, as you guys do, if you listen to it, there's a lot of truth in it about my life, and that's why it affects me and hits me when I hear it.
Yeah.
So
I think we all have this in common. Music is very, very important to us. We feel those feelings through music, not to get on another topic, but yeah, it's, I always say, and I've told Seth this a bunch of times, if I have a day where I'm listening to nothing but Billy Joel, like that's my calming music. That's my calm. Recently, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys died, and it made me think of my grandfather, because my grandfather died a couple of years ago now, a year and a half, year ago. And it made me think of him, because of the one time that I went on vacation with my grandparents, and he had like a Beach Boys Greatest Hits CD or something in his car, and we played that like on the road trip, maybe because he knew it was music that I would like as well. And I have, it's around here somewhere. I have Beach Boys album on vinyl that maybe 12 years ago or so, when my grandfather was cleaning out their basement, like he had a few boxes of records, and I rifled through them and took a couple. Most of them were like that kind of 70s, like I don't even know if you would call it yacht rock, like easy listening, music from the 60s and 70s that I didn't like. But
yeah, that's what they call yacht rock now.
yeah. But I like a lot of the good yacht rock, but this was stuff that maybe I wasn't quite into. But the Beach Boys was one album that I took out of the ones that he had. And so, yeah, I had a moment like that recently when Brian Wilson passed away, and, you're listening to all the Beach Boys songs because it's in your mind. And it made me think of my grandfather, because that was, that was music that he really enjoyed. And yeah, so yeah, music is really important to all of us. So yeah.
Yep. So
even that greatest hair metal band, Saxon. Hey, screw you, old man.
So
anyway.
So he's not here. So real quick before we stop, Mongrovian's not here, so he can't yell and rant at me. But I wore this shirt for a very specific reason tonight. This was the first Moxley shirt from AEW when he first showed up at AEW, Double or Nothing. This is the first shirt that came out, the first AEW shirt I ever purchased, because I was really, really excited to see, the next chapter of Jon Moxley when he first showed up at AEW. And so back to the wrestling real quick before we end. I wore this shirt for a specific reason, because I feel lately, everybody has their own shows that they gravitate towards. And on a weekly basis on this show, we all talk about, what storylines or characters we're enjoying, what shows we're enjoying. And for me lately, especially the last few months, I feel like I'm really gravitating back to AEW fully. I feel the way I felt in 2019 and 2020, where AEW was like my primary focus. It was can't miss, and all the other shows were like, I can miss that, or I can watch a clip on social media. And so I've been feeling that lately, and it's something that's kind of bringing me back to that time where AEW is like the excitement. And so yeah, I wore this Moxley shirt tonight for that reason.
Awesome.
And it's fun.
Yes. Wrestling is fun. It's supposed
Wrestling
to be
is fun. It's supposed to be fun.
Yes. Don't take
Go
it too
fun
seriously.
yourself.
It's all fun. It's all fun.
Yes.
We're all fans, and we all enjoy it.
Yes.
It's not good to put other people down because they like a certain type of wrestling or whatever. That is stupid. So stupid to me. So just enjoy wrestling. Just be a fan.
It's fun. And GCW is fun. GCW had a couple great days at the Gathering of the Juggalos. I watched night one earlier this afternoon. APA showed up. James Storm showed up. Justin Roberts was a special guest, a ring announcer for the main event.
Well, it was good to see he recovered from that double super kick from the Bucks.
Yeah.
Did he have a shoe mark on his face?
So yeah, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but GCW is fucking fun.
It is. Yeah. It is. I'm so glad I corrupted you with them. It makes me happy. I giggle like a schoolgirl to hear you talk about GCW.
All right, y'all. Well,
I have something that to say about her first t-shirt with Mox, just so everybody remembers that indeed I am a David LaGreca guy in the seldom seen Carolina Blue.
Oh yeah.
Baby
blue. I also bought a t-shirt this week from shopwwe.com, which I never do. I buy my shirts, and those of you who know me and know my collection of shirts, I buy either off of Pro Wrestling Tees or from the wrestler themselves. Shop local, spend local. Yep. But I ordered a t-shirt off of shopwwe.com, and I will say this, having not been there for a while, I know Fanatics sucks, but they got their website stuff really down pat. It literally took me about 3 seconds for them to take my money. But I bought a Cody Rhodes t-shirt. He has a new one. I believe he wore it on Raw or SmackDown. It's the one that kind of has the skull and the American Nightmare logo merged. And it was a gift because I want to send a special late happy birthday to our resident medical advisor, who is now 1 year older. That means I'm going to be 1 year older. But Brooke, I love you. Enjoy your t-shirt. Hopefully it'll be there in a few days. And if the size is not right, well, that's your own damn fault. You've told me the size. And speaking of new and shiny things.
Yeah. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet innovation and money. And yet another version of the most dangerous weapon in all of professional wrestling. AK9K version 5 arrived yesterday from the product lab.
Nice.
The product and innovations lab. It is
now you
still
need more stickers.
I do, and that's the whole point of this. It is naked, people. You have filled up, we have all filled up 4 previous iterations of AK9K, and I want number 5 to be no different. Send me stickers. Hit me up on my socials. Give me an address. Send me. I'll give you an address to mail them to. I want AK9K 5.0 to be filled again and run.
Yeah.
And it is truly first come, first serve, people. When the space is gone, the space is gone. You know, and they go quickly.
Megadeth sticker.
I will not put the Megadeth sticker anywhere near. I'll put it on the bottom of my shoe. How's that?
It's not necessary.
Well, y'all, it's been real. It's been fun. AEW Collision is on right now, and I know people want to get over to start watching that. And
Yes, I do.
And AAA starts at 9 p.m. on the East. Adjust your time accordingly to wherever you're at.
Cool. All right. Well, John, how can people find you on the socials?
I fixed it. Look, I fixed it.
Oh, look at you.
Nice. Yeah. I had a Chad moment. It fixed it. I am at John in South Jersey on the X, still at Twisted Metal Fab on all the other socials. And also you can keep track of the exploits of the most dangerous weapon in all professional wrestling. Now version 5 of the AK9K, the Ass Kicker 9000 on Instagram at AssKicker9K.
Nice. Deb, how about you?
I am at That's So Debonair across all the socials. The Twitter machine, the Instagram, the Blue Sky. Find me everywhere. Click the link in the bio. I just shit post all day long. That's all I do.
And put up.
Well, it's important to click the link at least once.
You know, my feed is like I post my thirst posts and then I thirst over others' thirst posts. That's just my feed.
But click the link.
And you can find me at Tony Justice, AJFA. And if you're a Metallica fan like I know we are, you know what that means. Ooh! Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will catch you all on the flip.